cult of HasanAbi. Here are some details of it.
The latest from Southern California, that horrific mass shooting on Saturday night. The victims were celebrating the Lunar New Year at a dance studio in Monterey Park when the gunman came in. At least 10 people killed, more in the hospital as we speak. And police say the suspect took his own life after officers approached him in a white van yesterday. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, heads our coverage from this heartbroken community of Monterey Park. David, this is a tough one to make sense of, a night that should have been about celebration. Instead, this tragedy. Good morning.
Tony, good morning. To give you some context, this is a town of roughly 60,000 people, and about 2/3 of the people who live here are Asian. Yesterday marked the start of the Lunar New Year, which is widely celebrated in East Asian cultures, particularly in China, where it is considered the most important holiday. Now, I'm standing in downtown Monterey Park. Right off the strip here in downtown is the dance studio. Police have cleared the scene, taken back all the police tape, and that's the entrance right there where you see those candles and the flowers. The sheriff says most of the victims here were either middle-aged or elderly. What started as a night of music and dancing for these patrons inside the Star Ballroom Dance Studio.
Additional units requested, multiple victims, gunshot wounds.
Turned into a nightmare. Gunshots rang out around 10:20 p.m. Saturday night.
And I got approximately 10 deceased.
Police say the gunman entered the venue and opened fire, killing 10 people and injuring 10 others.
Suddenly heard the boom, 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 boom.
Hattie Pung was...
Yes, the shooter is a 74-year-old Asian man. Yes. The death toll is now up to 11. Yeah. He does not fit the profile of like mass, or 72-year-old, sorry, not 74. He does not fit the profile of like what you expect when you hear a mass shooting occurring. For sure.
Was there as the shooting.
But it's the most American thing in a weird way, where, you know, it's equal opportunity out here. Equal opportunity mass shootings, when you think about it, is just an American thing at this point.
Broke out. She says several people around her were killed.
You will see the body already, several lying there.
Her dance partner, seen here in this video during a Christmas party, shielded her during the barrage of bullets, but he was struck twice in the process and rushed to the hospital.
He's my hero. I own him. He covered me.
Witnesses said the suspect, who police described as an adult Asian man, then fled the scene. The LA County Sheriff said 20 to 30 minutes later, that same gunman entered another ballroom dance studio about 3 miles away in the city of Alhambra. There, bystanders were able to wrestle the gun away from him. Police say witnesses saw the gunman then flee in a white van. Police later released an image of the suspect. About 12 hours after the first shooting, police spotted the suspect inside that same white van with a different license plate this time, more than 20 miles away. That was in the city of Torrance.
When officers exited their patrol vehicle to contact the occupant, they heard one gunshot.
Then police surrounded the van. Armored vehicles moved in. Bomb squad trucks, too.
They're breaking the window. There you go. They just broke the window.
Dead inside was 72-year-old Hu Can Tran. The sheriff says he took his own life.
Several pieces of evidence were found inside the van, linking the suspect to both locations. And
so I don't know how they're gonna get probably mad at me for saying this, but I don't know if this fits the profile of a hate crime. I mean, he is. I think it does still, considering that it's being done in a during the Lunar New Year, specifically targeting like celebrations of Lunar New Year. It seems like he went to another one. He's Vietnamese. That doesn't mean every Vietnamese person hates fucking Chinese people or anything like that. Before people freak the fuck out, okay? But it's not a hate crime in the sense that it's like a white guy looking for any Asian person to kill, okay? It's a little bit more complex than that, and I feel like Americans don't really understand that. I think he was Chinese Vietnamese. Wasn't it domestic? His wife was at the event, or is that not true? I don't know. We don't know the motive yet So we will see what happens.
Monterey Park in Alhambra.
Today was supposed to be a happy, nice day for everyone to enjoy.
Saturday night shooting in Monterey Park took place during the wildly popular Lunar New Year celebrations in a city that is more than 60% Asian.
I feel this sense of great loss about the home that I always had. It's just gone. I'll never be able to feel safe here again.
Not Chinese New Year, it's Lunar New Year. A lot of ethnicities
The gun
celebrate
recovered
it.
at the second crime scene was a semi-automatic assault pistol with an extended large capacity magazine, which the LA...
Like how the fuck does like a 72-year-old incel psycho get access to an extendo mag, dude? How is that fucking possible? I literally don't understand like how we live in a country where you could just get that. Don't say assault pistol. The reason why they're saying assault pistol, and I don't know why they're saying it, but it could be, and you and I both know that, okay? It could be because it's technically a 9mm. It's one of those things where like it could be a short caliber AR that is basically like a pistol, has all the components of a pistol, but it's like but it still has a butt. You know what I mean? You can put a butt stock on it or whatever. Like it's just, you know how it is. You know the fucking distinctions. Come on, why do all the fucking gun perverts act like you can't? Why do all the gun perverts act like you can't turn a pistol into basically like an assault rifle style weapon when the assault rifle designation is already like vague to begin with? I think it was an SBR short barrel rifle, basically an assault pistol.
The county sheriff said he believes is not legal in the state of California. Yesterday, I spoke with Congresswoman Judy.
There's no fucking shot it's illegal. He has an extended magazine. Like, no shot. Are SBRs even legal in California? I was like, bro, in California, you can't even have a fucking regular grip. Like, technically, if you're buying a fucking... It was a Mac 11?
She represents this area. She is a former mayor here in Monterey Park. We were at the crime scene with her when news broke that the suspect was dead. What was your initial reaction when you were told what happened and how horrific it was?
Holy shit. It's reported that this is the gun that the California Monterey Park shooter uses, a Cobra M11-9 semi-auto 9mm. Below, clarification on what this gun is, and not too many assumptions are made. The gun is based on Mac 9, submachine guns made popular in the 60s and 70s. While the original Mac 9 guns used by some special forces units, drug dealers, and all movie sets were a full auto, this Cobra model is reported to be semi-auto version, one trigger pull, one shot, albeit with a high capacity 30 pulse round magazine. I'm not even talking about that. I thought when they said assault pistol, I thought they were talking about a SB, like a short barreled rifle, like, which you can turn a pistol into easily. But I don't know. I don't know how the fuck that works in the United States. Like, it still looks like an AR. Like, actually, it's like easier to conceal. Still hard to conceal, but not as easy to conceal as like a handgun, like a straight up pistol. But most 72-year-olds can't even use a fucking credit card reader at the checkout. How the hell do you get this thing? That's what I'm saying. This is considered a pistol, yeah. An SBR would just call an assault weapon because those usually have a stock, whereas a Uzi is still a pistol. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have a stock. Maybe that's why they're saying it's an assault pistol. Pistol has everything to do with the barrel length. Anything shorter than a 16 barrel and not registered as an SBR is a pistol. U.S. gun classifications are weird. No, gun classifications are for nerds for the most part, but it also plays a legislative role. A very significant one, as a matter of fact. When you're classifying weapons, that's like one of the main components of the... was one of the main components of why gun perverts love fucking talking about distinctions and claiming that like you could very easily avoid loopholes. You know what I mean? Easier than the top of the hour ad break, as a matter of fact, which comes at the top of the hour every hour when there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. Just saying. All right, it's how you can get an MP5, make it semi-auto, and take away certain features, and boom, it's legal. Sisyphus, thank you for the 50 gifted subs, allowing 50 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. He's a 3-minute ad break now. We're going to talk about the hero and the interview with the hero in a second. Hold on.
I could not believe the extent of the violence. 10 people dead. This was one of the worst mass shootings in LA County, and one of the worst in the nation. And I was also outraged because there are far too many of these mass shootings going on. We have to take actions to make sure that people are safe in America. I have joined the Gun Safety Caucus in Congress, and we have worked on legislation that should have passed a long time ago, such as on the universal background checks, which have proven to take guns out of dangerous people's hands. I want to say to those who are resistant to these gun safety laws, protect America, protect your fellow neighbors. You don't know if the next person could be your loved one. And yet we know there are concrete, common sense steps that we can take to stop all this terrible and senseless violence. Why do we have so many guns in this country and even more on the horizon? It's not right. Other countries don't operate this way, and we should not either.
The police chief here in Monterey Park said yesterday that the first officers who responded to the scene were rookies. They had only been on the job for a couple of months. They had never seen such a horrific scene like this. He said they went in immediately. They didn't wait. They entered the building, and that's when they spotted the carnage inside. CBS Reports correspondent Adam Yamaguchi is here with me now. Adam, you grew up in this area. This is home for you. I know you were talking with people last night. What did you hear? And give us a sense of the report you'll have at the bottom of the hour, 7:30.
So there's a real sense, there's a real mix of sadness mixed with a sense of disbelief. You just introduced us to Hattie Pong, who survived the shooting. And when I interviewed her, she said that she hasn't been able to sleep. And she told us that the dance studio is sort of a refuge. And not only for her, but for many other senior Asian Americans here. And I'll have more with Hattie and other community members in our next half hour.
Adam, thank you. Thank you for being here. You know, Gail, as I toss it back to you in New York, I'm reminded of what the sheriff said yesterday. He said here in California, we have some of the strictest gun laws, yet this
AR-AK pistol will usually have a brace, but is more of a loophole as most braces are manufactured to be able to be used almost like a buttstock. SBRs is a short barrel rifle that requires a tax stamp and additional background checks. Real difference is slightly better ergonomics than on an SBR than an AK pistol. If there's a will, there's a way to fucking turn a weapon into a more efficient human killer, okay? And god damn it, are there fucking willing participants in the United States of America. Yeah. I mean, this is actually stupid, but it literally is a decent... I just looked at it quickly. And it's a decent way to understand it. Yes. Completely legal. This is a pistol. And then you put a fucking stock on it like that, all of a sudden, it's no longer a legal pistol, but it needs a tax stamp. If you have a foregrip on it, things that make it easier to shoot with efficiency. Okay? If you put additional modifications on your pistol, it turns into something that is no longer a completely legal pistol. Okay? But this also varies from state by state. So this is a rifle. It has a 16-inch barrel or more. But for example, in the state of California, you can't actually have a rifle that you can purchase at a shop that has a pistol grip. So like California literally makes it so that you can't have a pistol grip on that rifle. This is technically a short barrel rifle, I think, but it has a pistol brace, I guess. I don't even fucking understand that. This is still a pistol, even though it has a foregrip because it has a pistol brace. Sad part is there are 5.56 AR pistols available to buy online for less than $500 with less paperwork and time than filling your taxes. Now something real has to be done to stop this. Yeah. May not know this, but pistol brace ban is going to affect the nationwide in 100 days, making all rifles with less than 16-inch barrel be illegal. Yeah, ultimately, you can buy all of the different components and build it like a Lego as long as you have an unfinished lower, right? What is it, like 80-20 laws? Because they claim that the gunsmithing or blacksmithing is also protected under the Second Amendment. So you can get all of that and not even have it fucking literally be registered to the government. You know, I'm not even talking about 3D printing. I'm talking about ghost guns. You don't even have to literally do that. You don't have to do 3D printing. You can if you want, but you can, as long as you have like machines to finish the lower, you can buy every single other part of the gun on the internet with ease and put it together like a Lego. Yeah, you just got to mill it out. I've shot with a ghost gun. A perfectly legal ghost gun. It is the exact same as the AR-15, straight up. Like New Mexico, perfectly legal. Confession? What do you mean? No, it's just so stupid. Then you have bump stocks, which are silly and stupid, but it was used in the Vegas shooting, so they were supposed to be outlawed. Bump stocks are what takes a AR-15, like a assault weapon, assault rifle, 16-inch barrel or longer rifle that is supposed to be semi-automatic because automatic weapons are very difficult to obtain outside of like commercial use because you need like a super fat tax to pay for it. But a bump stock very easily turns by using the force itself of the gun when you're shooting it. It very easily turns a regular semi-automatic rifle into an automatic one. The recoil itself turns it into a rapid fire. I mean, if you're strong enough, you could literally take a semi-automatic weapon and shoot it almost like not as fast as an automatic one, but you can do that. I mean, I've done it too. And switches are the same thing that you can use on a Glock. They're also but switches are like insanely illegal, Glock into an AR-15. I mean, it's just that's a waste of money, to be honest. Like, it's a gigantic waste of money, and it's silly as fuck. This doesn't mean anything. This is silly. It's just for nerds. You know what I mean? Place this overly expensive plastic shell around your handgun to make it look like the complete opposite of an AR-15 and have everyone laugh at you. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I won't say this stuff ain't neato, but why not just buy an AR? Glocks plus this costs more, lol. It's just so, bro, this is like when you go too far with tactical, okay? This is literally like, what is it? Like, this is when you get like a Honda Civic engine and and like try to modify your car to look like a more expensive vehicle, like a luxury, like a supercar. And you still got the fucking Honda Civic VTEC in there, you know? Also, it's like easier to get an AR-15. Just get an AR-15. It's cheaper and it's easier to carry legally. So I don't know why the fuck you would do some shit like this. This is a Glock, a handgun, a pistol, has due to its concealment, has a certain set of regulations, understandable ones, as a matter of fact, that you need to abide by. An AR-15, on the other hand, you can't really conceal it in the same way that you can a Glock. So why the fuck would you... Like, I just don't understand why in any planet you would do this. I don't know. I guess it makes it a little bit easier to shoot, like aim down the sights. But it just doesn't make any sense. It's just weird. Whatever. Looks cooler at the range. Yeah, if you're surrounded by people who don't understand guns, I guess. I don't know. It would look cooler and scarier to normies, but like most gun nerds aren't just like nerds that love guns. They are also, they're perverts to the highest degree that know everything and anything about guns, and they would immediately laugh at you and make fun of you for doing that.
Now by Brandon Shea, who wrestled the gun away from the shooter at the second dance hall. You saw in Juju's piece the video, the surveillance video of him doing that. Brandon, first and foremost, how are you doing this morning?
This guy's the GOAT.
I'm doing well this morning. Thank you for asking.
Well, I don't know. No one can imagine what it must have been like to confront the gunman as you did. Just can you, in your own words, just tell us what you did, how you did it, and just what was going through your mind as this was going on?
Well, it was Chinese New Year's. We were hosting a social dance party. I was in the lobby. It was late into the evening. Most of our customers already left. I wasn't paying attention to the front door. I was looking into the dance ballroom, the dance floor, and this is when I heard the sound of the front door creaking closing, and instantly followed by the sound of a metal object clinking together as if they were rubbing. That's when I turned around and saw that there was an Asian man holding a gun. My first thoughts was I was gonna die here. This was it.
Did you recognize him at all?
No, I did not recognize him. This was somebody I have never seen before. He didn't seem like he was here for any money. He wasn't here to rob us. When he was looking around the room, it seemed like he was looking for targets, people to harm.
And how did
This is
you
when
go
he started
about
prepping his
getting the
weapon.
gun, wrestling the gun away from
People say it's funny how they're trying to make gun laws so strict on law-abiding citizens, but criminals will have guns regardless. How stupid is that? Brother, are you new here? Like, the point is always and should always be to lower the amount of guns that are out there in circulation. All guns that inevitably end up in the hands of criminals were originally legal, okay? It's not like guns fucking grow on trees, okay? They were ultimately legal guns that were in circulation. Why is this an argument that gun lovers make? It's so fucking stupid. I don't get it. I don't know why people make it seem like, motherfuckers go to the gun tree and all of a sudden it's like a gun that grows out in the wild, but now it's an illegal gun. Every illegal gun was once legal, okay? What the fuck?
This is when he started prepping the weapon, and something came over me. I realized I needed to get the weapon away from him. I needed to take this weapon, disarm him, or else everybody would have died. When I got the courage, I lunged at him with both my hands, grabbed the weapon, and we had a struggle. We struggled into the lobby, trying to get this gun away from each other. He was hitting me across the face, bashing the back of my head. I was trying to use my elbows to separate the gun away from him, creating some distance. Finally, at one point, I was able to pull the gun away from him, shove him aside, create some distance, point the gun at him, intimidate him, shout at him and say, "Get the hell out of here. I'll shoot. Get away. Go." And at this point, I thought he would run away, but he was just standing there contemplating whether to fight or to run away. I really thought I would have to shoot him if he came at me. This is when he turned around.
CNN apparently is reporting that this is the gun he was using, a Cobra M11 9mm semi-automatic pistol. This sometimes gun is referred to as the Mac 11. However, Cobra did not use the Mac designator. The Cobra is simply the M11 or M9, but it's easy to see how the names can get confused. This is a semi-automatic blowback operated 9mm pistol that fires on the closed bolt. For the cheap cost of $990, you can purchase your very own. This one is sold already.
And walked out the door, jogged back to his van. I immediately called police with the gun still in my hand.
And how are you this morning? You said that you were hit, your injuries, I mean, emotionally and physically, as much emotionally as physically. How are you dealing with this, what you went through, Brandon?
After the incident, I was shook. I was shaking all night. I couldn't believe what happened. After waking up, I noticed there was bruising all over my body. My face has a bruise across the nose, and the back of my head has some bruising. I can't believe that this could happen.
You heard the sheriff and other law officials and everyday people calling you a hero. What does that mean when you hear that,
Yes.
Brandon?
Well, a lot of people have been telling me how much courage I had to confront a situation like this. But you know what courage is? Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the ability to have adversity to fear when fearful events happen, such as this. And in crises like this, the people need courage, especially the victims, their friends, their families. My heart goes out to everybody involved, especially the people in Stardance Studio and Monterey Park. I hope they could find the courage and the strength to persevere.
That is so well said for you to feel that way, and I know it was very important for you to get that message out to those here in Monterey Park. Brandon, say thank you. Thank you for the courage that you displayed. A lesson for us all. And please, please do take care, okay?
I will.
I think the media does a disservice by not mentioning when things like this happen and like the shooter is apprehended or stopped by like an unarmed person, how commonplace that is. Like, obviously, you should definitely talk about how big of a fucking hero this dude is. An absolute ledge, okay? Absolute legend. But, like, people literally think that cops are the ones who stop mass shootings and shit. Like, no, man. In most instances, in the overwhelming majority of, like, mass shootings that actually stop, not because, like, the fucking shooter ran out of bullets or, like, killed himself, it usually is stopped by, like, people that don't have fucking guns. They just, like, run up after the dude and take his gun away from him. That's usually what happens, is an unarmed civilian that, like, stops a mass shooting. Not a good guy with a gun. It's usually a good guy without a gun. Anyway. I don't know what else to say about it, about this particular subject. We still don't fully understand the motivations. It's still like a developing story. I know that people were, people were getting horny when they found out that like the shooter wasn't a white guy, because they were like, oh, fuck yeah. The motive was said. He's a divorced dad, dude. Okay, man. I mean, I'll wait for a little bit longer until there's like an official press conference or something. Okay? Isn't it supposed to be happening in like an hour? Even if we ban guns, we'd end up like UK with mass stabbings. Yeah, man, that's so crazy. It's wild how much mass stabbings occur and how devastatingly efficient knives are at killing multiple people at a time, which is why the American military uses knives now. They swapped up their fucking ARs for knives. Did you know that? Fallujah conquered by knives. It's crazy. I don't even know. Like a regular kitchen appliance you could be using to kill multiple people with ease. It's so crazy that like people don't know this trick. But thank God this guy knows. Yeah. Ironic because the US has more stabbings than the UK. We're just like unhinged, violent psychopaths in general. You say that, but am I wrong? Yes, you are wrong, you fucking idiot. That's why I'm making a mockery of your statement. You might be misguided. Maybe you heard that and thought that that was a good idea, didn't really explore it a little bit further, but you chose to fucking write that in here like I've never heard that before. Did you not hear my words? Guns are significantly more proficient at killing multiple people, okay, than a knife is. That's the reason why. If there is a will, there's a way, certainly, okay? But you're crazy if you think that, like, guns are not better at killing multiple people than knives. Anyway, you apologize, so it's fine. Weapons of war used to hunt human beings have no place in civilized society. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the basic democratic take. They're like, yeah, it's only fine. Weapons of war are only fine when we're killing brown 14-year-olds. Okay? And not when we're killing white Americans or just Americans in general. Come on.